Real hot rods don't have chokes. You gotta cut the velocity stack. So this was never supposed to be part of the channel. It was a side thing just for myself. So I'll tell you what happened. I had that Buell Ulysses. I loved that bike. Did a couple of videos on it. But there were a couple of things about it that I found hard to live with. The first, and this is the most obvious, is that it's an adventure bike. And it's an excellent adventure bike. But the only adventures I ever had with it was running it to and from the grocery store, the supermarket. That was it. I don't have the kind of lifestyle, and I don't really live in the kind of area that you can really enjoy something like that. Moab is a couple of thousand miles that way. So the bike didn't really have a purpose. And then it's not the easiest bike in the world to work on. If I add something to my home fleet, it means that it is brutally simple, very easy to work on. Like, you know, I want to change the spark plugs on something. Here, look. Okay, go ahead, change the spark plug. You see, that's how I like my stuff. So the Buell, not nearly that easy to work on. Lots of plastics and stuff like that in the way. And then the other problem was its size. I'm 5'10" on a good day, and that bike is tall. I even lowered it an inch in the back, you know, try to make it a little more livable, but still, I was on my tippy toes maneuvering it around. It was just too big for me. So I says, you know what? I thought about it and I was like, what do I really enjoy from this bike? What do I get out of this bike that, you know, offsets those things? And I was like, well, acceleration. Because it's just brilliant, brutal, instant torque, right? There's only 100 horsepower, and that doesn't seem like a lot by today's standards, but it was effective 100 horsepower, torquey, you know, just magic when you roll on the throttle. And I says, well, if that's the only thing I really like from this bike, how about I just build a Sportster with that power level, and then I don't have to worry about all of the other negative aspects of owning that bike. So I sold it. I sold it to my next door neighbor. It's only about 100 feet away. So if I didn't sell it to my neighbor and him say, yeah, you can just ride it anytime, I would probably have kept it. But you know what? I moved it along. So now I had to replace it. So what am I looking for? Well, obviously I need a Sportster. It's got to be a 1200, and I want to replicate that 100 horsepower in like a smaller, lighter, simpler package. Here we go. So I'll give you the plans for this as we go forward. So this right here is a 1999 1200C, 1200 custom. So I picked this up off of Marketplace. I paid 800 bucks for it. I probably could have gotten it cheaper, but it was one of those like hit and run things. So I was like, okay, I got stuff to do today. I'm not going to sit here and negotiate with the guy. Here's 800 bucks. It had been sitting for years. Had no carburetor on it, had no battery. Popped it in gear and pushed it just to make sure it had compression, that the motor wasn't locked up. And beyond that, I really didn't care because I have everything I need to do this engine, this transmission, sitting on the shelf. The premium years, 91 to 03 Sportsters are just fantastic. Tons of parts interchange. If like it needed a transmission, it's an hour's worth of work. You don't have to split the cases or anything. The transmission just falls out the side of it. Beautiful, simplistic motorcycles. So I says, fine. And then I picked this up, and then I picked up a Buell 1200 motor, which I can't directly swap into this because that's rubber mount and this is solid mount. But I can use the pistons, the heads, the cams off of that, and I can replicate that 100 horsepower I had on the Buell. Without the fuel injection, because I'm a carb guy, and the fuel injection was another thing I really had a hard time living with that motorcycle. And trust me, I looked at all different ways to perhaps sneak a carburetor in there, but there was just no room. So Buell's gone, and this is my hot rod. So I'll give you a tour of this. I'll show you what I got going on. I absolutely love this bike. I can't keep my eyes off of it. It's the quintessential Sportster. And okay, the way this thing is, this would not be a good primary bike by any stretch of the imagination. It wouldn't even really be a good secondary bike. This is a great third bike, one that you're only going to take out for a couple, a quick rip. You know what I mean? Just burn some rubber and then put it away and then ride your regular motorcycles. It's a hot rod. It's a stripped down, basic, hot rod in the tradition of hot rod motorcycles. No, it's not chasing any trend. It's not trying to be any fashion. It just is what it is. And that's what I love about Sportsters. The more stuff you take off of them, the cooler they get and the more true to their spirit that they become. And this one is about maximum. So I'll give you a tour around the bike and I'll tell you what we're going to do with it. So like I said, it was the 1200 Custom, which comes with the 21-inch spoke front wheel, 16-inch solid back wheel. And it's, from the factory, these things are dolled out. So, well, I'll tell you what, first thing I'll do is I'll tell you what I had to do to get this thing running, because I bought it without a carburetor, no battery. It was missing a bunch of odds and ends. So, this is, we paid $800 for the bike. I paid $35 for the carburetor. It's one of those Amazon knockoff carbs. It functions perfectly. I mean, really good. But it's lean. It's terrifyingly lean. I took this thing out for a rip last night and read the plugs afterwards, and it was just like, wait. So I'm gonna have to jet this up, but I was expecting to have to do that anyway. The velocity stack was another Amazon piece, $25. So I got $60 between the carburetor and the velocity stack. Battery was another $60. What else? Needed a tail light, $10 Amazon tail light. Clutch handle, another $20. All Amazon stuff, all dirt cheap. My total investment in this thing, cash outlay, is right under $1,000. So the mission here was to turn it into a hot rod, go from a cruiser to a hot rod. Lost the front fender, obviously, first thing that's got to go in a hot rod, right? And then the custom model comes with one of them bullet-shaped headlights, mounts over here. And to me, that just doesn't say Sportster, old school Sportster. But the standard XL headlight and the eyebrow, that does. So I swapped that out. I think it gives a more, defined kind of like hot rod look. Well, the bullet headlight's kind of neat, but it's too stylish, and I don't want anything stylish on this bike. I just want it raw. The custom comes with drag bars, and it comes with these risers, and usually they're boxed in with chrome plates, because all the electronics are in here, all the connections for the various wiring harnesses. But we've done away with all of that, the turn signals and the high beams and horn and all the other stuff. So we will just take those off. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep these high risers or not. I mean, the bike has a good feel, good ergos, but I may want to mount the bars lower. I don't know. I got to ride it a little bit and see how I feel about that. Moving back, this is the stock exhaust. I lost the mufflers, and I just wrapped the pipes with with heat wrap. But other than that, I'm going to leave that just the way it is. I think that's got a good sound. Now the controls. These customs come with forward controls. Not the ticket if you're building a hot rod. You definitely don't want forward controls. So I traded the forward controls and the linkage and all of that for these mids. And perfect ergos, those mid controls with the drag bars. And the risers may be a little high, but it's okay. The ergos, just the way it sits, are perfect. It's got a great feel to it. The fender was already bobbed when I got it. So that's what it is. Didn't have a tail light. I picked up this Amazon thing for like $10 or $15. The seat, so somebody did this long before I got the bike. It's the stock seat, but they chopped the back of it and did a job folding it over. It's the perfect shape. It's the perfect size for what we're doing with this bike, but it's kind of ugly. I got a buddy Malachi, and he does all kinds of artistic stuff. So I'm going to give this to him and have him redo it in either like a leopard or a tiger or a zebra. So something obnoxious, something that fits the personality of the bike. Of course, lost the mud guards and all of that good stuff. And what you end up with here is a bike that's about 60 pounds lighter than it started out, with good hot rod ergonomics. And it's just, look, it's just badass. Like from every angle, it's the perfect hot rod. Yes, I love that. That's the silhouette, that's the way a Sportster should look. Pencil thin, front to back, right? I know it doesn't make for a good street ride or a regular bike, but again, it's not. It's a hot rod to go out and have a rip with every once in a while. And for that, it's perfect. Under $1,000. And I didn't do anything or spend anything. Like, there's no magic involved in any of this. These bikes are every place out there. The parts, there's no motorcycle on earth that has a bigger aftermarket following or parts availability than the Sportster. And some of it is just so cheap. You can spend a fortune if you want to, but again, see, I'm not trying to win any awards. I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? It'll never go to a bike show. It'll never be impressive to anybody. I just want a hot rod, just a toy, something to play with. So I don't care about a couple of scratches. I don't care if the parts are cheap. It makes no difference to me as long as it's solid. So, plans for this thing. Like I said, I want the 100 horsepower. It's about 70 horsepower now. I could probably tune a little bit more into it, but the pistons, the higher compression pistons, the Buell cylinder heads, and the Buell cams should, and a bigger carburetor. I'm not going to keep this carb on it. This is just so I can get it running and riding. I don't think the 100 horsepower is out of the question, and the bike definitely, it's going to be in a 475 pound range. No flyweight, but 100 horsepower at that weight, yeah, that's a fun ride any way you want to look at it. And I'll take you guys for a rip on it. There's a couple of small things. The front brakes are spongy. I got to bleed them out. Just a couple of small things I got to do with it. But like I said, it's not something I plan on doing for the channel. It's just something I plan on doing for myself. But I needed to get on here and extol the virtues of the dirt cheap Harley Sportster hot rod, because this is just perfect for what it is, of course. Go get you one. Go get to wrenching. I'll see you tomorrow.